Father's Day. They say it's a time for love, gratitude, celebration. For me, it was a funeral. Not of my body, but of everything I'd built. The cake was already sliced, coffee brewed, and the living room buzzed with artificial joy. I should have noticed the silence in their smiles. My wife handed me a gift bag with the word champion in big gold letters. I opened it, expecting maybe a watch, a tie, something performative. Divorce papers, neatly clipped, pre-signed. My daughter, standing beside her, clapped mockingly. "To the best loser in the world," she said. My wife didn't flinch. "You're just not worth the trouble anymore," she added, her voice calm, rehearsed. I didn't say a word. Just nodded and smiled, because what I didn't know, I already knew. Years ago, I was the quiet type. Still am. A provider. Steady. Reliable. I paid the bills, skipped nights out, saved for their futures. I held my daughter's hand through every fever. I cheered her on at every recital. I swallowed my exhaustion so they could rest. My wife, she once said she loved how stable I was. That I was the anchor. Funny how anchors eventually drown. She stopped kissing me goodnight 2 years ago. My daughter stopped calling me dad 6 months after that. I blamed myself at first. Maybe I worked too much. Maybe I wasn't enough. But truth, I was too much of what they no longer wanted. It started with a charger left in the wrong socket. Hers, but it wasn't the usual wear. It was different. Sleeker. A man's. Then came the names whispered during late calls. Laughter that used to be mine. She changed her passwords. My daughter smirked at me like I was some clown in their private circus. I never confronted them. Never raised my voice. I just listened. I watched. And I documented. One night, I stood in front of the mirror. No tears. No shaking. Just a decision. They thought I'd be the kind of man to beg. I became the kind who plans. I hired a forensic accountant. Quietly cashed in a favor from a friend I'd once helped when his business was on the brink. Turns out my wife had been siphoning money into a private account under her sister's name. Cute. And the lover? A failed real estate agent. She was bankrolling him with our savings. He was listed on a lease for an apartment downtown, paid for with my overtime. I built a digital archive. Screenshots. Statements. Recordings. Legally obtained every bit of it. I wasn't going to scream. I was going to win. I waited until Father's Day. Let them hand me those papers. Let them laugh. The next morning, I filed my version, with full evidence attached: adultery, financial misconduct, parental alienation. My lawyer served her at her office. Her fake grin collapsed in front of her colleagues. My daughter? She was served, too. Emancipation request. I released her. She wanted freedom from the boring dad. Done. But I also filed for cessation of support. No college fund. No car. No more paying for the phone she used to mock me. I sold the house, bought in my name. The trust fund. Transferred to my niece. The only one who ever hugged me for no reason. The apartment downtown? Evicted. Lease nullified. Turns out the man she risked it all for had 3 other sponsors. She didn't just lose a husband. She lost status. They came to me separately. My daughter first. She cried. Said she didn't mean it. That she was young. I nodded. I know, I said. That's why I'm letting you grow up on your own. Then my wife. She stormed in. Less makeup, more panic. You don't have to do this, she whispered. We can fix it. I looked at her. Really looked. The woman who once made my heart race now looked like a stranger standing in a burning house, she said herself. I already did, I said, and walked away. Now I wake up before dawn. Brew 1 cup of coffee. Silence. Peace. I read. I write. I breathe. Some nights, I wonder what made them turn. But then I remember, snakes don't need a reason. They just shed skins and strike. I wasn't the loser. I was the lesson. And every Father's Day from now on, they'll remember the day they tried to bury a man who already knew where their bodies were hidden. Justice isn't loud. It's surgical. And I cut.